Hello everyone, and today, I want to show you the distribution of Pear OS. This is such a riot, which is remade externally under Macs 10. Of course, there is no apple here. Instead of an apple, there is a bitten pear. But so, in principle, there are a lot of things even similar. For example, a kind of spotlight. Even the icon looks like a file manager to a finder, although it's not a finder of course. Here, strange win with a button, do you see? Well, at least if Apple sues, no one can prove that everything is completely shaved off here, although of course, naturally, no one will sue anywhere. But it's quite interesting to look at such a chip. It seems to me that this distribution will be useful to people who bought a computer with an x86 processor, and before that, I was sitting on a Mac. Damn, what nonsense I'm talking. Now the magicians are on x86. Right now, Mac is essentially the same piston, and it doesn't make any difference. So, well, I will not load you with empty information. As you can see here, is a global menu. Unlike the Riot, he is in Unity. It does not hide as it does not hide. The interface itself is somewhat similar to such a Matt Donna's Maverick. Well, in principle here, everything looks like MacOS. Externally, we probably start with versions 10 and 7, that is, with Leo. Small buttons, because in the Leopard, in the Snow Leopard, in the Tiger, they were much larger. It is in the left that they have decreased. So let's see what the train is capable of here. So, something he is not capable of. Damn, well, it really works fine. So now Maper 6. They haven't changed it recently. Now we'll see what it is. And here are all the settings, as I see the dock, the theme. The topic can be changed, but I will not understand it. What did I do? So which way is the dock going to be, right? So, not here. Well, you understand, there are such settings similar as. Since on the Mac, of course not quite, but. So, here we have a player. It certainly doesn't look like YouTube, but so, some bullshit. We are performing. Per cloud, what is this we have? This is some kind of cloud storage. Kind of rebellious. I wouldn't be surprised if something was taken from there, of course. Naturally, there is a code base here. They wrote something themselves. Well, of course, this is basically what the Riot has. So what is this? This is a cleaning system. Shutful is already known to everyone. It is an image viewer program with a large set of functions. Pretty good. This is a type of software stack. System monitor. The most interesting thing is that they are trying to make applications similar, the same as on Macs, and they get something, although it doesn't load something. So, this is the settings folder. The settings are the same as in GNOME. That is, if you install this distribution, you will be able to configure all this in the same way as in Nometer, as in Unity. Also set localization. So well damn, once and again, this is such a cool det. This is a bad det. Do you know why? Because it was convenient to move anything in the Mac. It's impossible. Okay, let's look at the files. That is, we can't have folders, but somewhere else in some files. So we can't throw it away at home. Well, in principle it is clear. The file manager is a regular Nautilus. Yes, Nautilus 3, 4, and 2. Judging by the version, this distribution is based on Ubuntu 12.04. Which is not bad, which guarantees that this is a stable distribution, and you can work on it for a very long time. What's not to like? I don't like the fact that it's just a copy-paste on a Mac, or rather that's the same thing to create some kind of OCNUS. That is an OCNUS type with a hint like Windows, Unix or Linux, to create some kind with a skin of 7. Try to redo a standard application or on your own code. The base is under the 7-fold there, or under the inserts, or under the 8-fold here. That is, this distribution is it. This distribution, more precisely, I wanted to say that it does not bring anything to the development of the Riot, or the Linux community in general. It's just a distribution for those who really like Mac use. Well, people either can't buy a Mac, or they don't want to, but they just like this interface. In fact, this is an ordinary GNOME 3, and the rest of these applications are all converted native GNOME applications, or something. Or something seems to be written, like this is how I have Pear 6, it's Clear 6, that is. This program appeared for the first time in the Pear 6 distribution, but it has not changed. One thing I will say is that this is a distribution, from those that I have seen, that were somehow redone for Macs. It is best redone. I will say that just fonts are of course shit. Fonts can be better found. Even if you put a Riot in your native font here, and it looks most like a poppy. And Ubuntu itself is a distribution that mouse very much under the Mac, while mowing very carefully, so that they don't sue it later. Because at the moment, it is one of the best distributions. Here, as you know, Novak is probably better than him, only Linux Mint. But Linux Mint is a destructive parasitic. In fact, he can't live without a riot. And they love him not because he is better than Ubuntu is better, but he cannot be better, because he is Lubuntu with small minor fixes, and is more designed for Windows phages, more precisely Windows nerds who do not want to master the new interface. And everything is done there as much as possible, which some start up there. Well, you understand. Codecs are out of the box there, start up, some small applications there too. I can even say that Linux has no more of its own code than, for example, Distributee. Here, I saw more of some kind of software, independently written, unlike the Kleenex mines, where the menu there is something similar as another circa. That is, there is such a menu as if it were a fart. The first appeared in Inshu. That's what even they have. I can't say that I don't like this distribution, but they are. How can I tell you? I would call it a distributive parasite. It's the same in the riot. I prefer to bet on Ubuntu, not Lino. Linux Mint can be installed once, use it, and then switch to another distribution, because it makes sense to switch to Linux. On Linux, yes, there and sit on the Windows interface there, or a Windows-like interface, not wanting to learn something new. If you have already switched to Linux, you should learn something new, some new interfaces, new software. Because there is a lot different from Windows. Well, you basically understood me. Here, I think everything is clear on this distribution. Install is the same as install at Ubuntu, install Linux, the same programs. I forgot to show you yet. So, here's a package manager to show you. What is this? Manager, this is a connection. P. And where did I see the software center here? And it is completely rebellious. Therefore, if you like this distribution, that is, do not be afraid of it. It is the same at the riot. Well, just with a Mac interface. Yeah. Here we have all the programs. Yes, you already remember. We will now launch the Pear OS Soft Creatures Center, although this is the usual Rebel Soft Worry Center. Now it will start. Elementario icons, slightly redesigned. See, it's all the same. What is not downloading there? Apparently, repositories are not connected. It's okay. So, it's like there's a certain set anyway. Damn, yes, in principle, the same programs that are in the riot. All the same. Not bad. Not bad. And that's what he said. I think everything is clear on this distribution. Have a good evening.